imagine. It remains a very, very good FA Cup final. And Hatchin! What a magnificent goal!
Good evening and welcome to All Things Sky Blue game preview with QPR at the CBS Arena. The final game of the season is finally upon us. Before I bring my guests in, just remember where you can find us. We are on X or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on YouTube as well. If you watch us on YouTube, please go and like and subscribe. If you listen to on podcasts, please go and rate us 5 stars. And you can find us on Amazon, Spotify, wherever else, iTunes, wherever else you get your podcasts from. We're partnered with the Antidote Sports Bar at the CBS Arena, and this year we've been sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications. He can do your steel fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly in the Coventry and Warwickshire area. So for the final match preview, I am joined by my co-host, Mark Smith. How are you, Mark?
Good evening, Stuart. Good evening, everyone. Yes, good, thank you.
Good. And I'm delighted to announce ex-referee Mark Halsey. How are you, Mark?
Hi, guys. Very well, thank you. Come on, you all!
Get him off. Get him off.
Oh, get him off already. He's done that too much already.
Yeah.
How are you, Mark?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, very good. Very good. Been very busy with doing things with in the media and VAR and everything.
Oh God! Well,
something that we don't want in the Championship.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be talking about that shortly, with no doubt. But first of all, let us know, Mark, what you're doing now after you've been retired a while. What are you up to nowadays?
Obviously working in the media, writing for a national newspaper, the Sun newspaper, doing a column in the sport. In the sport, obviously working now and again with Talk Sport, and every Sunday evening on Talk TV.
Nice. And are you still living in England, or have you moved?
No. Once I retired, we moved out to Spain. We live in sunny Spain. Well, the best thing I ever done, I think, moved out. When my daughter was young, she's fluent Spanish. She went to a Spanish school, so nice. She's doing well. She's a PT instructor now, 18, so she's done very well. And
fantastic.
just enjoying life, really.
Fantastic, good. Glad you're well and everything as well, buddy. And one question: do you miss it? Do you miss refereeing?
Do I miss it? I don't miss all the politics, because you wouldn't believe the politics that's involved in refereeing. Okay. But I miss the day-to-day, the 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes on the pitch and the banter with the guys, with the players. Yeah. I used to love it, and I used to get on well with all the players, really. Hopefully I was recognised as a decent ref. I think I still am. And I used to love it every time I used to go. You always used to be nervous, very, very nervous. But once I blew that whistle, I was fine, and the rapport and the conversations I had with the players was fantastic. Lots of memories. Obviously, won't be able to repeat on air some of the conversations.
We'll have them afterwards, mate. We'll have them after. So I have got a question as well. Do you think that the standard has got better? Do you think it's stayed the same, or do you think it's got worse?
Listen, I watch a lot of football. I would say that the standard is in decline.
Mm-hmm.
It's in decline, and not at all levels. My brother manages a non-league side, Ware FC, and he's constantly on the phone to me, whinging about the standard at his level. And it's all the way up, and I don't necessarily blame the referees, because there's some good young talent out there. We've got some good referees. Obviously our best officials, Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor, they're going to the Euros this summer, so they're about our best. But after that, we're severely lacking. And for me, it's the leadership and direction, the training and education, and the coaching of these guys at all the levels. And I'm afraid at the moment, I mean, Howard Webb's got his work cut out, and I think he knows he's got a tough job in hand to improve the standards. But I think he's inherited a lot of dead wood from Mike Riley in the coaching roles and working under Howard at the moment. So we've seen one go, John Moss. That didn't surprise me one little bit. But as I say, we've got some good young referees coming through. But it's the way you train and educate them and nurture them. You know, we don't at the moment. I think we're seeing too many robots and yellow cards thrown around like confetti. And we've got to have the leadership and direction. And you can referee with a personality. You can referee with common sense. But that comes with leadership and direction from the management and the coaching units. So, you know, listen, there's a lot of work to be done. I'd love to be involved, but obviously, I'm not a yes man. You know, I don't suffer fools gladly. So, but we'll see. We'll see what you know. Howard's had almost a year and a half in charge now, so a full season and a half. So let's see where we go next season. Same with VAR. It's at the moment. What can I say? It's shambolic at the moment. There's so many inconsistencies with VAR, and no doubt you want to ask me a few questions. We will do. We will come on to that. But let's talk about the game in hand at the CBS Arena. Obviously, both teams are safe now, so that's why you're cheering, because you know that you're safe. Oh, absolutely! After watching the game on Friday night against Leeds, I mean, I was in heaven. I just didn't see that result. I really didn't see that result coming. I was happy with a point, and I was thinking if we get a point with you, that most probably would just see us over against Leeds. That would see us over the line. Because if we didn't get a point, I wasn't so sure what would happen up at your place. So, listen, we're safe now. I don't think can you get in the playoffs?
No, we're out.
No, you can't. I thought you were. So, you know, I think both teams could be on the beach, and hopefully we'll share the spoils.
Yeah, well, you know, talking about sort of the teams that you've beaten, you know, the past 6, you've won 3, lost 2 and drew 1, but you've beat Leeds and Preston, and you beat Leeds quite comfortably. I turned it off at 2-0 because I thought it would stay at that. And then when I saw it was 4, I thought, blimey, you know, that's some result there, that is.
Well, I was hoping, when we over the Easter period, I think we beat we had 2 wins over the Easter period on the Good Friday and on the Monday, and then we played Sheffield Wednesday at home, and I mean that was
that's the game that you lost. One of the games that you lost.
Awful.
Yeah.
Then obviously went up to Hull, and I watched both games, and we were absolutely dire at Hull, and I'm thinking how are we going to get a point against Leeds?
Yeah,
but listen. The Championship is a funny league, and I think everybody on their day can beat one another. I mean, look at Sheffield Wednesday last weekend against West Brom. You'd never see them beating West Brom 3-0, and it looks like they could climb out of it now as well. You know, there was us and Sheffield Wednesday. They were bottom, second bottom. We were second bottom, third bottom, and I think those results over the Easter period were fantastic, and obviously the result against Preston at home and Leeds at home has made us safe, but we've still got a lot of work to do. We need to strengthen the squad. We need to get an inject of cash from somewhere, and because last 2 seasons we've been fighting relegation, and QPR fans deserve better. Yeah,
definitely. You know, obviously our last game at your place at Loftus Road, we beat you 3-1.
We did.
Ellis,
didn't we beat you many years ago in the semi-cup semi-final?
well, we'll gloss over that. We're only on about recent form. Mark, going into that game, obviously we had a bit of a slow start. Ellis Sims hadn't really scored anything, but he scored 2 goals. we thought he was all going to kick on from there after he scored his first 2 goals. He didn't really do it, did he? How was your feeling going into that game?
Listen, we were struggling. We were struggling then. We had Gareth Ainsworth in charge, and he didn't really produce what we thought he would. He was a QPR legend, and we just didn't seem to have any idea of what formations, what we were doing. And I expected you to beat us because you started. I mean, you started okay, didn't you?
No, we started slow.
No, you started slowly, but then you got better. Like
yes,
last season, you started very slowly, and you got better, didn't you?
Yeah.
And listen, I thought that. You outplayed us, didn't you? I mean, we were poor. You outplayed us and deserved the 3 points. And then we were just struggling all. From then we've just been struggling all season. And I think had Gareth Ainsworth not gone, I think we would have been looking at League One for next season.
Yeah. How was you feeling about that game, Mark Smith?
Well, first of all, I was delighted that Gareth Ainsworth was still QPR manager because I knew he was potentially going to get sacked. So I was delighted he was still there. I thought going to the game. I mean, I don't think we won an away game before that game. So I was kind of. I mean, we won the previous season 3-0. So I came to the game with a little bit of confidence, thinking that QPR. I mean, we had a problem beating QPR when we first got into the Championship, and then all of a sudden we started beating them.
You started beating us, didn't you?
If only we do it, Preston.
You couldn't win at our place, could you? And then all of a sudden, you started beating us. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, QPR.
Everybody was.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, it was a good win. That's fairly comfortable, I think. But it was good to get our first away win, and I think Ellis Sims scored. I think from memory on that game. So
he scored 2. He got his brace.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's done quite well this season, hasn't he? For you, I mean,
he started off slowly
against Wolves. I mean, he was phenomenal, wasn't he?
It was brilliant
in the FA Cup.
He was. Yeah,
that was an amazing game. I know we're moving on.
I was there.
That Wolves game, I just couldn't. I mean, I thought that's it. 2-1. Wolves have got this, and then all of a sudden, I mean, it was phenomenal, absolutely, and it was great. You fully deserved your victory. Fully deserved it.
I'll tell you what, Mark. It was the best game I've been to as a Coventry fan. The atmosphere was electric.
Yeah.
I thought, from memory, I mean, just from a refereeing point of view, I thought the referee on the day had a really good game. It was a good game of football. Although Gary O'Neill tactically tried to stop play, get a player to fake an injury, so he'd change his tactics. But even that, because Mark Robbins outfoxed him tactically.
He
outscored him really.
It was a brilliant game. I mean, my brother they start their journey in August in the FA Cup. And I was just thinking, what do you guys feel about the replay, the action of the replays? I mean, I think it's an absolute disgrace, personally. But
I totally agree. Yeah, I think it's terrible. It's terrible for clubs like Ware and any other team in the non-league football.
And many years ago, Sutton United. I mean, you look at an Exeter City when they played Man United in 2009, I think it was, when they drew at Manchester United and took them back to St James's Park in Exeter. Yeah. I mean, now that's not going to happen.
That's right.
I think it's a farce. Yeah.
It is, and again, I think they're just worrying about the Premier League clubs. It's not all about the Premier League. There's football outside the Premier League, all the way down to grassroots. Non-league football, and League One, National League, League One, League Two, the Championship. There's more football played outside the Premier League than there is in the Premier League.
Well,
definitely, totally agree.
I mean, I was on Man. So just going a bit on topic. I was going on the Man United podcast before the Man United Cov game in this Cup semi-final, and they were asking me that question about the replays, and I said, well, it's not so much even about Premier League or EFL clubs. It's the non-league clubs that are going to suffer because Maidstone United this season, they did really, really well to get as far as they did. But now Maidstone, a team like Maidstone next season, if they play Man United, they can only play in one game. It's just
it's
crazy.
The same. It's like the FA Cup. You look at it and you think, hang on a minute, you got VAR at Premier League grounds, but you haven't got VAR at all the other grounds. It's questioning the integrity of the competition for me.
You
either have it for every club throughout,
or you don't,
or you don't have it at all.
Yeah.
Simple. Okay, you can have it in the semi-final because it's all the teams play at Wembley, but for me, it just brings the question of integrity into the competition. Now, also not having the replays as well. I just feel for the clubs that are struggling to stay afloat, and they work really hard to get into the first round proper, don't they? A lot of these non-league sides.
Yeah, I think it's a farce, and I think it's, as you say, it's to satisfy the top 3, 4, 5, 6 clubs. The Peps, the Klopps, and the big guns. Whereas clubs like not so much even our clubs like QPR Coventry. I'm talking about clubs like, as you say, Ware.
Well, we never get past the third round anyway. So
no, nor did we until this season.
No, I was going to say, nor do we normally.
Well, I was absolutely shocked when we got to a semi-final. But anyway,
well, there could be arguments that you perhaps should have been in the final.
Well, we can ask questions about it later. I think.
Well, look, let's talk about it now. Then VAR. What are your thoughts on VAR?
Listen, I think that VAR it's a multi-billion-pound business. Okay, and I think VAR is good for the game as long as it's implemented correctly. There's an IFAB protocol that has to be followed. And when we first brought it into the Premier League, we didn't follow the IFAB protocol, and we've struggled ever since. And we've got so many inconsistencies. You look at the Nottingham Forest game. They Forest against who was it against Everton? Yeah. They could have had 3. If all 3 penalties were given, you couldn't argue.
Yeah,
and the third one, all by Ashley Young. The third one was absolutely nailed on. So you have to ask the question: why wasn't VAR? Why didn't VAR recommend a review? It's just so many inconsistencies. One minute you'll see a penalty given for something, and then the following week the same thing will happen, and you won't see a penalty given. If you look at this weekend, Aston Villa Chelsea's disallowed goal, the third goal. Okay, there's a little push there. Craig Pawson's the referee. He's got an absolutely fantastic view. He's yards from it. He can see it. He gives nothing. So he thinks that's okay. Okay. If he gives that straight away, everyone says, yeah, okay, fair enough, fine. But he doesn't give it. So is that enough of a clear and obvious error for VAR to get involved?
Yeah. Do you think referees are too reliant on VAR?
Yeah, they're not making decisions. They're not making the decisions now because they know they've got VAR to back them up. Let's swing that around, that incident, the Chelsea disallowed goal. Let's swing that around, okay? Now, if a defender done that on attacker, do you think VAR would have got involved?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
No, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have They would never have got involved in that. And do you know why? They would have said, there's not enough contact there for a penalty.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen those incidents on defenders on attackers and nothing given. VAR looks at it, checks it, and the game's carried on. So for me, we're seeing far too many inconsistencies. And I think we need to revisit, and that's where I come on to the leadership and direction of on-field and off-field officials. And for me, we need a separate panel of VAR officials, all ex-referees or ex-players that are not active. If it's ex-players, they've done their laws of the game test, and they go and they sit in, and you train them up. If we look at handballs now, we'll talk about your penalty in the semi-final. Okay, for me, that was never ever a handball. Never, ever. Okay? Reason being is, I think that if we look at all the handballs that are given over the season, very inconsistent. Okay? Now, if you look at that one, and I think referees don't know natural and unnatural positions of the arm in certain phases of play. And if you look at the penalty you got, when Bissaka was Bissaka, wasn't it?
Stonewall penalty.
Yeah. They take those tinted glasses off to it. So if you look, he's coming back, tracking back, close proximity. He's close to your player. The ball's pinged across at pace. His arm's down in a natural position, and it hits him on his arm. His arm's in a natural position.
I would have said that's unnatural.
No, absolutely not. But, when we finish, mate, I'll take you through the laws of the game. But I mean, so everybody's confused, and then you see the one the same earlier on. I think was Everton, Nottingham Forest, Ashley Young again. Now you look at that and you think, well, that is a penalty because he's made himself bigger. He's moved his arm towards the ball. So one's given and one's not. For me, they're the wrong way round. But and that's what I'm saying. That's the inconsistencies we're seeing. We've seen some absolutely dire handballs given this season. On recommendation of VAR.
Right, so we've mentioned handballs. So, offside.
Offside.
Was that a goal?
Listen, who knows? I don't know anymore.
Oh!
I think if you look at I personally, I think that situation is not what VAR was brought in for. Now, I mean, I'm not sure if the lines were parallel. I'm not sure if they were in the wrong place. But I have to say, you were very, very unfortunate there. And I mean, I was talking to a friend who was in charge of the MLS referees in America, Pete Walton, and he said they don't use the lines out there. They use when they're looking at the VAR, they use the naked eye. And if you can't tell or see that he's offside, then they allow it.
Yeah.
So I think VAR. We that's why I say we need to revamp the IFAB protocol and the offside, because that's not what VAR is brought in for. That is so tight.
It wasn't tight. It was clearly onside.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because I think it was onside, but
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. The other argument would be offside is a black and white decision. It's either off or it's on.
That's right. It's factual. And,
I mean, personally speaking, I thought it was on. But do you think in that scenario they were right to draw the lines and make that decision that it's offside? Because I think from a naked eye it was on as well. That's just
if we didn't have the lines and you look by the naked eye, that would be given.
Yeah. Well,
I think with VAR, we're too forensic.
Yeah.
And if you look at an incident many times, you're looking at it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Sometimes you can find whatever you want to find out of that incident. If you want to disallow a goal or give a penalty, and you're looking at it that long, you will find it. Yeah, you will find it. And that's why I say I think we need a revamp. I think we need to take out the clear and obvious, and obviously we need to look at offsides. And for me, that's not what VAR is there for. We've got to stop disallowing goals of that nature, like with Coventry and with Man United. We've got that. That's not what it's there for. It was brought in for. I remember years ago. Remember the Henry handball in the Republic of Ireland, France?
Yes.
Qualifier. That's what it's there for.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what it's there for. Not subjective decisions. Yes, you're right. Offsides is factual. And when they put those lines down and they say it's offside, okay, all right. But some people saying it was a correct decision. A lot of people saying it wasn't. So I think we need to look at and revamp the way we judge offside. I think next season we're looking at bringing semi-automated offside, so that may help a little bit.
Yeah,
I was because I was listening to Keith Hackett actually. He was speaking on the BBC CWR about offsides, about the technology that it's getting the right frames or something like that.
That's right.
And obviously they're still developing technology to make sure that there's technology in the football and things like that, enhancing the shots of that. And I still think we're still lagging behind technology. I mean, I've run a line before myself, and if I was looking across the line, I'll take my sky blue tinted glasses off. I could just see the naked eye. To me, that's just on. And also FIFA. I mean, with my days being official, if it was tight, then the attacking team should get the advantage.
You get the benefit,
The whole point of football as a sport is we want to see goals.
Yeah.
We want to see
we don't want to see goals ruled out for a fingernail or a toe. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's there for. So you could say Coventry were very, very unlucky.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so going off VAR, coming back onto the game a little bit. Obviously, you had Gareth Ainsworth at the start of the season. Marty Fuentes came in on the 30th of October. Has he changed much? What's the differences that he's brought in, do you think?
Listen, I think he's brought. I think he's done a remarkable job. He's done a fantastic job. I think he's brought a bit of stability. I think he's brought some stability, formation. He's changed the team a little bit, and what he's done is given the players the confidence, the freedom to go out and play. Well, yes, we have been lacking in goals, but I think he's done a terrific job in bringing the team together. Obviously, working very hard on the training ground with his tactics. We were conceding so many goals from set pieces. It was unbelievable, and that as the season wore on and he got involved in the training, that seemed to diminish. But we were still conceding silly goals. But we started moving away from that and started picking up points and winning games. So I think he's done a terrific job, So I just hope he gets the money, the backing he deserves to bring in some decent players. Because if we look at our squad at the moment, as I say, the Rangers fans, it's out. 2 years now we've been fighting relegation battles. We don't want to be doing that next season. We don't want to be doing that.
And obviously, you've got the Ilias Chair scenario as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
And Chair's a big player for you.
Oh, massive player. I know he's been in a bit of bother overseas, but he's been that's not affected his performances, and we need to keep players like that. We definitely need to keep players like that. Anderson's coming. He's brought Anderson in. He's done well. Isaac Hayden, he's come in and done very well. Sam Field, they've all done well. Steve Cook at the back, marshalling the defence. Jimmy Dunn, he's come in and done well at the back as well. So we've done really well. Kenneth Powell, they've all in the back four and Salter they've done really, really well. I think we've done well. We've done what he's come in. He's done what he's set out to achieve. Keep us in the Championship. Let's hope that we can move on and perhaps get another 3 points on Saturday at your place.
Yeah, Mark Smith. Obviously, we're the cup's kind of hindered us a little bit or a lot. We're playing with injured players. Latty was playing with an injury yesterday against Ipswich. Sheaf looks like he's carrying an injury. We've still got Sakamoto out. We've got Tavares out. We've got Binks out. Kitchen suspended. Do you think he's going to look at the side and think to himself, we've only got this game. We're not going to go anywhere else. Ipswich is a nothing game. Do you think he's going to make wholesale changes? Do you think he's going to bring the likes of Andrews in, Douch in, Louisa in maybe as well to just give others a rest?
I personally would say no to that, and the reason being is because we need a win. I know it's last game of the season, all that, but we haven't won in 5 games. I think it'd be nice just to end the season with a win and a clean sheet, because we haven't really done. Last 5 games we've had only 1 point and 1 clean sheet, and I think we can't just dismiss this game as a game on the beach, although in reality it is. But you can't go approach any game like that. I think it's a game where, although there's nothing at stake for either team, you want to end the season on a high and try and win and get a clean sheet, because we haven't been able to do that, and I feel it's high time we do. So I think though there will be a place for the youngsters to come on maybe later on the game. I mean, obviously Douch came on yesterday against Ipswich and he had a shot near the end which nearly went in.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely give them the opportunity, but I would say it'd be nice to give an opportunity when we're 2 or 3 up, rather than if we're losing. I don't know. That's just my view, but I get that. I think if you're going to do that, it's probably a good time to do it. Last game of the season with nothing at stake, there's no real pressure on the game, but it'd just be nice to win for a change, because you don't want, although it's another season next season, you don't want it to sort of go into next season. So I think it'd be nice winning on a high. That's just my view.
No, I get it. Obviously, talking about injuries and our injuries, Mark Halsey, this is now. You've only got a couple of injuries, really. You've got Michael Frey and our Collie. Are they likely to be back?
Well, I think the only one is Michael Frey would be the only one that most probably comes into that squad. I wouldn't think the other guys. There's only a couple of them. They're not even in the squad. So I think it'd be the sort of the same squad that beat Leeds last Friday. I think that normally he's sort of a 4-2-4. 3-2, I think he'll play. But I think that they'll be happy with a draw up at your place. I don't think we'll beat you at your place. I think you got some really good players, really quick up front, and you have been scoring goals up until recently. I mean, to be fair to Ipswich, they've done a tremendous job, haven't they? Ipswich,
they have.
They've done absolutely fantastically well to get where they are, and fair play to them. They deserve to go up. But as I say, when you do go into the Premier League, you've got to spend a lot of money to stay in there.
Yeah,
you've got to spend a lot of money in there.
I am hoping that history doesn't repeat itself, because if you look at the last 6 games, we've won the last 3, and then the 3 before that we lost. So I'm hoping that we can get that form and we can make it 4 wins.
Well, I'm hoping that we win, but I think I can't see us winning up there, to be honest. I think I'll be happy with a draw. I think the game will be a draw. I may be wrong, but I'll be happy with a point up there at Coventry. As I say, all I'm worried about was that we survived, and that was my cup. That was our cup final on last Friday night against Leeds United, and beating them 4-0 was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, obviously, we know what your expectations were, and obviously that was to make sure that you're safe. You're safe. What were your expectations at the start of the season? Was you expecting where you are now, or a bit higher?
No, I think I made a prediction. I think that on social media, I said I think I'd be happy if we stay in the Championship. I knew we'd struggle, but I didn't think we'd struggle as bad as we did. But I just said, I'm happy. I think considering the start we had, and going into the season, going into October when Gareth was asked to step down, we were really struggling. I couldn't see us surviving. I really couldn't. And I was just I put on social media, I'd be very happy to see us, finish above the bottom 3. To us, for me, that would have been a good season, because if you look at our squad, we've hardly had any money. We've had no money to spend on players, so they've had to. I mean, to be fair to Gareth, he had to go with what he had, because we couldn't afford to purchase or buy any players. We've had to have players in on loan. So, but as I say, when Gareth was removed and Marty came in, we saw a change straight away, and you would just think, it should. I mean, I thought Gareth should have gone a bit earlier than he did.
Okay.
I really did, because a poor thing. We were struggling. We were struggling big time.
Yeah, you were.
We were. So, but listen, it's the team and the club and Marty have done, and the coaching staff have done a remarkable job to keep us in the Championship. So. Okay. I'm well happy. I'm well happy where we finished. And
I can tell you're happy.
Even if you beat us 5-0, I don't care. We're staying up. That's all that matters. But I think it'd be a draw. I think.
Okay. Go on, Mark.
1-1.
I think the other good thing, obviously with QPR staying up as well, as the financial aspect with the new Sky TV deal, Mark, isn't it? Because obviously there'll be more money as well for Championship clubs, which obviously is a good thing.
I'm not sure how it pans out, or is it how many times you're on, or is it like the Premier League? Some clubs get more than the others, don't they? Or it was that way. I mean, listen, I think people moan about football on TV and the times and everything, but when you look at it, the TV does put a lot of money into the clubs, and. And to be fair, I think it's good that we see TNT Sport that cover the National League. I think that's tremendous.
Yeah.
Supporting the National League, because they're the only channel that does that.
I agree. Yeah,
but also, I'd like to see more League One and League Two clubs on Sky as well. Not just about. It's not always, as I said before. It's not always about the Premier League and the Championship. There's more football played outside the Premier League and what there is in it. So we've got to think of that. We've got to think of the whole pyramid and look after all the clubs. My nephew, he's a pro at Doncaster Rovers, and he where we live, he was brought up in Little Lever Bolton. His first contract was at Bury. He come through the Bury Academy, signed pro at Bury, and then moved on from Bury to up to Middlesbrough, and we lost such a great club like Bury Football Club. That should never ever have happened. Never have happened. Never. And it's good to see him bouncing back now.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree.
Yeah.
What threats do you see from us then, Mark?
None. No, I think I don't know. I think you have been. I think you have been strong in midfield and up front, haven't you? I think you've been strong all over. To be fair, up until recently, where you've confidence. I mean, winning football matches breeds confidence, doesn't it? And I think at the moment I think that's from that. I thought to myself, if you lose the semi-final, that will knock you back. And it's done that.
Definitely.
A good cup run does, knock you back, because then you've got to catch up on all those league games. And I think Mark Robins has done a tremendous job at Coventry City. He really has, and hats off to him. But I think you've been strong all over, haven't you, this season? You've been strong at the back, you've been strong in midfield, and you've been strong up front.
At different times.
Not recently, I'm afraid.
No, but I said not recently because of the cup run. You've concentrated on that cup run.
Yeah.
And then that's taken you out of because you had a great chance to be in the playoffs, didn't you?
Yeah, I agree, Mark. I think that cup run has taken your eye off the league. For me, the league's more important than a good cup run. And you've done tremendously well. Your fans went to Wembley, had a great day out, and obviously that's what it's all about for the fans as well. But I'm sure the fans would love to see the Premier League back in Coventry at the arena. I agree. Yeah. I'm exactly the same opinion. I mean, it was a great day out. I went to Wembley, brilliant day out, but I would happily swap that for another playoff final on this time to win. Because losing at Wembley is the worst place to lose in football. It is a pretty miserable place to lose, but hopefully
you was unlucky in the playoff final last year, weren't you? You was unlucky.
Yeah, we were. Penalties again.
That's right. Yeah, because I'm sure you had a nailed on penalty. It wasn't given. I'm just trying to think back.
I don't think it was that. What we had, VAR came to our rescue in that game because.
The offside. Was it offside?
No, foul on the defender. Handball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But that was an example of VAR was actually used correctly, and it was clear and obvious. So there you go. VAR's not always that bad. So I think we'll just try and redress the balance a little bit on VAR.
So.
Mark Smith, what's your prediction going into this game?
I'm useless at predictions, but I did say we'd lose last game. We did, so I've got to go for a win, haven't I? Sorry, Mark, but I've got to go for a win. I'm going to go. I think it'll be an exciting 3-2 window. I think there'll be goals.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That cup, I'm going to break that cup. I swear.
Well, that's the only cup we're winning this season, isn't it? So.
Like it. I think we're going to win as well, and I'm going to go for a 3-1. At the minute we're conceding goals, but we can score, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I think. Right. Any questions for Mark Halsey, Mark Smith?
Just trying to think. I suppose who's been QPR's player of the season from what you've seen of the games?
I don't know really. I think Ilias Chair's been a revelation. I think to be honest, I think just Steve Cook when he came, he's done well. Jack Cole back when he came and said, I think, Chris Willock's been he's been in and out. But I think the player, when you look at the squad, I think you've got to look at Ilias Chair. I think for me, our player of the season, without a doubt. And
I love him.
It's so important. It's so important that we keep him. It's so important that we keep him.
Yeah. I've got one more question about refereeing now. I didn't watch this game yesterday, but the referee, I think, in the Champions League semi-final got a lot of praise by the media performance.
French ref, Turpin, yeah.
Do you think, is there a case where, referees from abroad could maybe come to the Premier League and vice versa, maybe to help to raise standards that way, or do you think it's purely down to coaching?
No, I think listen, that's never going to happen. That will never happen. Clement Turpin is a super referee, very experienced from France, referees in the French league. And what you got to remember is, in the Champions League, it's the best referees from the leagues around Europe. Yeah. So we got Michael Oliver, Andy Taylor. They've got the Spanish, they've got two, the French, the Italians. Yeah. Daniel Osato from Italy. He's another top referee. You hit the nail on the head there. It's down to the coaching, the training, education, the coaching, and personalities. You got in refereeing, you've got to have a personality. And at the present, it's so important that referees engage with the players. Yeah, that's referees go onto the field of play, demanding respect straight away, and that's not what it's about. You only get respect in the way you treat and talk to the players, and your accuracy in your decision making. That's how you get respect from the players. Yeah, no, I agree. And as I said earlier, you can referee with common sense, with the right leadership and direction.
Yeah,
and the training and education.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, anything else, Mark Smith?
No, nothing more. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, Mark Halsey, just before.
Buenos, go Martini. Buenos, go Martini.
Who we got on here tonight? Jesus,
oh my God!
Jesus, get him off.
Right, just before we do finish off, Mark, I'd like to do quick fire questions. So one-worded answers or as small as you can would be great. So the first one is Loftus Road.
Yeah.
What about it? What about it?
Home of football.
Home. Okay.
Home of football.
Next one, Marty Cruentes.
Hero.
Okay. Millwall,
refereed there a few times. I remember. I just to give you a quick question.
Go on.
When refereed at Millwall, it was Millwall and Preston. Millwall were 2-0 down. Preston game back 2-2. Come out of the ground. Me and my assistants walk into and this great big guy come walking to us, and we're thinking, oh my God, what's going to go on? And he come right up to me and went, "Good game, ref." I went, oh God, thank God for that.
Excellent.
Was that a new den or the old den? Was it back?
No, that was the new den. The new den.
Yeah.
I wasn't around when the old den was back. I refereed the new den many times.
Yeah,
many times.
Best away fans you've seen?
Oh, best away fans I've seen this season. What in all football or championship?
Just championship.
Championship. Oh, yours.
They're away fans coming to Loftus.
Coming Loftus Road. So
yeah.
When we go there.
No.
Best away fans. I think Loftus Road. I think you got to look. I think Plymouth.
Okay.
Plymouth. Yeah.
Excellent.
They brought a few up from there. Brought a few up.
Nice.
Leeds brought a few as well.
Okay. VAR, yes or no?
Yes. Implemented correctly, yes.
I don't want implemented. I wanted a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay. And the last one, the hardest player that you had to referee against. Who's the most awkward player that you've ever refereed against?
Awkward? Or you mean pain in the arse?
Yeah.
Could I extend to coach and manager as well as player?
No, Craig Bellamy was an absolute pain.
Was he?
Absolutely, always whinging, moaning.
Yeah.
But it was. We got on well. We got on well.
Who did you have the best banter with?
Oh, many players: Steven Gerrard, Patrick Vieira, Alan Shearer. I mean, all the players. I mean, it's unfair to name, individual players. I got on very well with all players. They knew me. They knew what they were going to get out of me. a lot of shop floor language took place.
Brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. Are you on Twitter or anything? Can we get a Twitter handle off you or anything?
Yeah, I'm there. Mark's got my Twitter handle.
Yeah, I've got it. I think it's Ref Halsey, but I'll pass it. I'll let you know. It's fine.
Let me know what it is.
Referee Halsey. Yeah, he's been private messaging me. I'm thinking, here we go again.
Brilliant.
Don't worry, I'll be private messaging him on when we get our 3 points at the weekend.
I'll be finding the block button. That's fine. Don't worry.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mark, for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Just remember where you can find us, guys. We are available on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications and we're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar. If you watch us on YouTube, please go and like and subscribe. And if you follow or if you listen to us on podcasts, please go and rate us 5 stars. We are available on all podcasts platforms, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and wherever else that you get yours from. So thank you very much. I would say good luck for the rest of the season, but it's the last game of the season, so no good luck, and I hope we absolutely batter you, Mark.
Are we still on air?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. I won't say nothing.
It's a family show, ladies and gentlemen.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Play up Sky Blues. Cheers, Mark, as well.
Cheers. Thanks.
Take care, guys. All the best.
Cheers.